Today is very auspicious day, appearance day of Sri Ramanujacarya and Srila Bhakti Hridoy Goswami Maharaj. We just sang this song now. It is in relation to the topic which we were hearing now from Chaitanya Charitamrita. The lotus feet of the Venerable Vaishnavas are the greatest treasure in the world. O brother, please listen with rapt attention. Shri Krishna never forsakes one who, having taken shelter of the Vaishnavas, lovingly worships him. All others perish unnecessarily. There is nothing more powerful than water that has washed the lotus feet of a Vaishnava to give the strength to attain Prema Bhakti. There is no greater ornament than the dust of the lotus feet of a Vaishnava to serve as the ornament for one's head. And the third item is the remnants of food we heard yesterday, Mahaprasad. The purifying qualities of water from holy places are written in the Puranas, but all this cheats one of the wealth of Bhakti. Actually, the water from holy places is not as purifying as water that has washed the feet of Vaishnavas, by which one's desires are fulfilled. The heart feels joyful at every moment in the company of Vaishnavas, where topics of Krishna are always discussed. With a restless heart, Narottam Das Thakur cries, "Why have I been torn from their association?" One who knows the value of association with Vaishnavas, he will feel regret by losing that association. So today, Sri Ramanujacarya, he appeared in South India near Madras. He is the avatar of Lakshman, Ramanuja, the one who is born after Rama, Anuja. And Krishna is Baladev is Krishna Purvaja, one who is born earlier than Krishna, elder brother, but Lakshman is younger brother. We will hear about this Lila from tomorrow. So Ramanuja he's not ordinary person. So he appeared by the will of Supreme Lord. Because first the Vedic sacrifices were misused and unnecessarily violence was going on in the name of Vedas. So Buddha Avatar came and he stopped this violence and engaged them in compassion. And later Shankaracharya came and preached about spirit that is superior to Buddha's goal. And after that, Ramanujacarya appeared to refute or to show what is the real meaning of the Vedas. At that time, Mayavad was prominent in India, everywhere. So Ramanujacarya Guru was also Mayavadi, from whom he was learning Vedas. But he became disturbed when he heard from his Guru some wrong interpretations. And then Guru asked him, "So then what you think is right?" So he gave very nice explanations as they are, and with love, with realization. Then even his Guru was astonished how he can make such explanations. So later on, at first he was envious of him, but later on, after understanding that really he is not ordinary person and that what he's speaking is actual truth, it is superior to the teaching of Shankaracharya, so he also became his disciple. His Guru became his disciple. Because it doesn't matter the age, but what matters is the advancement. So there was also one disciple of Ramanuja, Quresh. With him, Ramanuja went to North India, to Kashmir, to get that commentary, Bodhayan Vritti on Vedanta Sutra, which accepts that Purva Mimamsa and Uttara Mimamsa are one and the same scripture. One is prior investigation and then later investigation. First is Karma Kand, and after understanding the fleeting results of Karma Kand, then the Vedanta Sutra starts with Atato Brahma Jigyasa. Now it is the time to inquire about Brahma, absolute truth, eternal truth. So, but Mayavadis, they were keeping that commentary there, did not give to anyone. And Shankaracharya also said that they are two different things, Purva Mimamsa and Uttara Mimamsa. But that Bodhayan Vritti showed their one scripture and also devotional conclusions, as they are actual. So Mayavadis were keeping, but somehow by the grace of that Devi, they got this manuscript, Sharada Devi, and they ran away. And they were running after them. So it went on like this for 1 month. They were traveling. And Quresh was so brilliant that he remembered in 1 month's time, during the night, he was studying that commentary, and he had so sharp memory that he remembered everything. So after 1 month, there was no need for them to run anymore. So the Mayavadis came and they took that manuscript, but Quresh already remembered everything. So based on that Bodhayan Vritti, Ramanuja wrote Sri Bhasya commentary, because you know he's appearing in the line from Shri, means Lakshmi. That verse is there in Padma Puran. If one does not take mantra from bona fide preceptorial channel, then that mantra, even if you chant for very long time, many kalpas, days of Brahma, still you will not get the fruit of devotion. So there will be 4 world sanctifying sampradayas in Kali Yuga, coming from Shri, Brahma, Rudra, and Chatursan for Kumaras. So Ramanuja was accepted, Acharya, in the line of Lakshmi Devi. So he wrote Sri Bhasya, and prior to him already Yamuna Acharya was very famous saint. And when he disappeared, Ramanuja was trying to get to him, but he came a little late. Already Yamuna Acharya disappeared. But Ramanuja had connection with him through surrender. Yamuna Acharya's body was, one was like fist, another was like this. So Ramanuja told, our Gurudev has 3 desires that I have to do. And he said this Vedanta commentary and 3, and it came to this hand. So all understood that he has real connection with Gurudev. So anonymously they accepted that Ramanuja will be next Acharya. So he was preaching all over India, refuting Mayavad everywhere successfully, and some also became so envious and violent, they wanted to kill him. And also there was some danger. So Ramanuja, that Quresh disciple, he said, I will go in your place. So he went and he won the debate, but then that king plucked out his eyes. But Quresh was not feeling disturbance because he was doing Guru Seva. That is transcendental platform. So later on, Ramanuja took him to Ranganath and prayed to him, you please give him eyes. Then Supreme Lord can do anything. He is omnipotent. So he gave him eyes back and also transcendental eyes to see Supreme Lord with those eyes. And there was one, in short I'm telling, because also Srila Bhakti Hridoy Maharaj, one person we heard was very attached to his wife because she was so beautiful, could not stop looking at her. Ramanuja saw him, and out of compassion he told him, if I show you something more beautiful, then you can give up this habit, because they were going front, but he was walking backwards so that always he could see his wife's face. Then he took him to Ranganath and prayed to him, O Supreme Lord, you please show him your transcendental form. And Narayan did, and that person really, he saw that transcendental form. It is more beautiful than anything in this world. That is of different quality altogether. So he became a devotee, and his wife also became a devotee. And also we heard that pastime, how some ascetic disciples, sannyasis, brahmacharis, they were quarreling when, no, first they were complaining why Ramanuja is giving so much importance on those household devotees. We are ascetics. Then Ramanuja understood their mind and he made that pastime, when brahmachari changed their clothes and they start to fight each other. Why you took my clothes? Why they were fighting? And then that night he sent that brahmachari to that household devotees, husband and wife, to steal all their gold. So disciples should follow the order of Guru without thinking. So he went and he was stealing, and wife was lying down. So from her body also he started to take all the gold, earrings and everything. And then wife turned and he became afraid and came back. Then Ramanuja told him, yes, okay, now we should go and hear through the window what will happen. So husband came back and he asked wife, what happened? Why you are so sad? She said, because today brahmachari from the mat, he came and he was stealing all the gold. It is very good. It should be used for the service of Krishna. And then he stole also from my body and he took everything from this side. So I wanted he should take from that side also. So I turned and then he became afraid and he ran away. So I'm very sad. I could not give him. I disturbed him. Then husband also was, yes, how you could do such a thing? You should have done it like in a way that he would not run away. So then that brahmachari understood, oh, this is why Gurudev is giving importance to them. They are, although householders, but they are fully dedicated to the service of Supreme Lord. Not thinking this is mine, this is, or no, everything is meant for Supreme Lord. But the sannyasis, brahmacharis, they were fighting over some dhoti, cloth. Why you took my dhoti like this? So to show, and there was one disciple of Ramanuja, two sevaks. So one sevak lay on the bed and was doing like this. Then another sevak said, how you can do like this? This is Gurudev's bed. You should not enjoy. He said, I am not enjoying. I am testing whether there is any prick there, so that when Gurudev will lie down, he should not be hurt by some sharp grass or something there. That is why I was doing. So target is correct, means is justified by the end. Ramanuja preached Vishishta Advaita oneness with specialities, Brahman with attributes. So there is eternal difference between Jivas and Supreme Lord. So then Bhakti is possible, Sharanagati, and also Vaishnava Seva he was preaching. We heard when he was in Puri, Jagannath told him, "Oh Ramanuja, I am very happy with you, but you should take darshan of Navadip also. There I will appear as Gauranga." Then we heard, then he went there and he got darshan of Mahaprabhu. And he said, "I will preach about you everywhere." And Mahaprabhu said, "No, not now. Later on, after I will disappear, that time all the people will naturally know about this, but don't preach now. Now you preach Dasya Rasa, you will satisfy me with this. Internally you can worship me, but you teach your disciples this for now." So then Ramanuja was again teleported to Jagannath Puri and then to Kurma Kshetra, and he was preaching everywhere. But later on he took birth also in Gaur Lila as Ananta Prabhu. He saw the marriage of Gaur Lakshmi Priya, that is Gaur Narayan and Lakshmi Devi. So he saw that. That is why our Prabhupada also installed Ramanuja in Chaitanya Math, original Chaitanya Math, all four Vaishnavacharyas around Guru Gaurango Gandharvika Giridhari. When you do parikrama, you see them. And Bhok is offered and Arati, everything. So they are not ordinary persons. They preached the devotion, eternal devotion to Krishna, to Supreme Lord. Shankaracharya said everything is one ultimately. There is no difference between observer, observation, and observed. All is one. Undifferentiated, and this any type of differentiation is Maya, and that is false. So you should detach yourself from Maya and realize you are Brahma. But Vaishnavacharyas, they say that is not correct. Tad Vishnu paramang padam sada pashanti surya diviva chakshuratatam. Vishnu is transcendental. His name, form, attributes, pastimes, beyond gross and subtle sense organs. And his lotus feet are seen by all devotees, emancipated souls, always, like one sees the sun. One can see the sun only by the grace of the sun. So he's self-effulgent. When someone submits, then he can, by the grace of sun, he can see him. Like that, emancipated, realized souls, they are always seeing, eternally they are seeing eternal Supreme Lord. So observation is eternal, observed is eternal, and observer, they are all eternal. Devotion is eternal. All Vaishnavacharyas, they preached this reality and devotion as ultimate goal. In different ways they were preaching, and Mahaprabhu then further developed, fully developed into Achintya Veda, Veda Tattva. And another one also in Ramanuja's life, we always hear, he came to one city and he had two disciples there. One was very rich but not inclined to serve Vaishnavas, and another poor but inclined. So Ramanuja said, first you will go to rich one. Rich one had so many things but did not offer anything. So they went, and they went to the poor one, and Ramanuja said, here we will not get anything to eat because they are very poor. So that wife was at home, husband was begging, and she had only one cloth, and this was drying outside. So she did not come out, only made a clapping sound, and Ramanuja understood, oh, she's not having cloth. So he gave her own cloth to her. She came out, and she was very inclined to serve, but nothing is there. So poor. So Ramanuja said, we will sit on the ground, on the grass that is given by God. What is the better seat? What is better seat than lying on the grass under the tree, sitting and lying? So she was so inclined to serve that there was one rich merchant there. He was attracted to her because she was very beautiful, and he tried to get her by all means, by money and everything, but she never even looked at him, or he could ever see her. Very chaste. But that day she said, I will be with you if you give me some. I need some articles for cooking. Then he agreed. So she cooked, made a big feast for Gurudev and all Vaishnavas. And then husband came back and he asked what happened. She told everything. Then he said, yes, you go. I don't think there is any person in this world who can touch you. Because that person, he was trying to get you by all means, by all material allurements and baits and everything, but could not even see you. What you did is for the service of Guru and Vaishnavas. So I don't think he can touch you. And Ramanuja also told, you take some prasad of Narayan with you, you give him. So she took, and also the remnant of Ramanuja. So that merchant was very excited. She said, yes, I will be with you, but you take this prasad. So he took, and Ramanuja also prasad. Then his mind changed, his heart changed. Because that is very powerful. We heard yesterday, that is very powerful by Vaishnava Uchishta. So his heart changed, and he was regretting what I wanted, what I did. There is no place even in hell for me. I'm so degraded. Not even in hell there is a place for me. Then he came and he also submitted to Ramanuja and became his disciple. And he served this devotee couple whole life, Vaishnav Seva. So this is the glory of real devotee and prasad gotten from him. It will give devotion, and devotion will remove all ulterior desires. So today is Sri Ramanuja Acharya's appearance day. I'm remembering his deity there, and also in our mat in Puri, his deity is there, and in our mat in Calcutta, his photo, means picture is there. And in South India, in Ranganath, his deity is there, who was installed by himself. Ramanuja made his own deity before this appearance, so the disciples will be able to go on. So I am remembering and bowing down, praying for his causeless mercy. Today is also the appearance day of Srila Bhakti Hridoy Bongosai Maharaj. You heard many times from our Gurudev that once in Calcutta, Prabhupada, in that Ultadangi Junction Road, number 1, now ISKCON got that place. Again they bought that place and they made it like as it was before. That was the first Gauriya Mat in Calcutta. That time rented place. So 2 students of Scottish Church College, they were that path, their path was there. So they heard there is some great saint here, Mahajan. So they thought, okay, let us go and see this scene. So they came inside and Prabhupada was, and they sat behind. Prabhupada was explaining that verse. Labdva sudurlavam idam bahu sambhavante manusham artadam anitam apiha dhira turnam jateta napateta anumritu javan nishreyasaya vishay kalu sarvatasyat. After many births, we get this precious human birth. After many births means 8 million births in other species, as trees, birds, animals, aquatics, worms, insects, all this. Beasts, fish. So after we get this very precious human birth, very rare and very precious, because that is 1 million and human birth is only 400,000. So in comparison, it is very less, small number. But it is temporary. And after that, whether you will again get human birth, there is no guarantee. Joro means Bharat Maharaj, God became deer. Gurudev knows one example there, that in Gwalpara he became dog next life. But he was rescued later on. So that is why before another death occurs, one should, and also this sense gratification, eating, sleeping, mating, defending, is available already in all other species. It was available. This human birth is meant only for to be rescued from Maya and to attain the service of Supreme Lord. For that we get this human birth, not for eating, sleeping, mating and defending. That was already done in other species, because we wanted to enjoy this Maya. Seeing dazzling appearance of Maya, we wanted to enjoy. So we got that enjoyment by the will of Krishna. We wanted, so he had to give. But this precious human birth you get after, and you get this chance. So one who knows this, immediately he will start doing bhajan. Turnan jateta. Immediately, without a moment's delay, before another death occurs. So Prabhupada was speaking this verse and looking to them in the eyes, these two students. And they were surprised. We came here first time. He's looking at us and he's speaking to us. And he's saying we should immediately start doing bhajan. So they said, so we should not go home? No, you should not go home. Then they thought, oh, what kind of sadhu is this? We made a mistake. We only came to see. But he's already instructing us. They said, we didn't hear this from Gurudev, but today I heard from our Srila Acharya Maharaj that they said, but if we will not go home, then our parents, they will be worried. So should we not go? Then Prabhupada said, no, because on the road you may die, you may get accident. This we heard from Gurudev, but not about the parents. So you may die. You will lose this chance of worshipping Krishna. Then they said, yes, but what if our house is on fire? It is our duty to extinguish that fire. Said, no, no harm. It can burn, no harm. Then they said, but if we don't put fire down, then other houses, they will catch fire. It is our duty. We will be responsible for others also damage. Then Prabhupada said, let the whole world be burned. No loss. Nothing loss. Whole world can burn. No loss for you. Why? Because you are Brahma Bhuta Prasanatmana Shochati Nakangshati Sama Sarveshu Bhuteshu Mad Bhaktim Labhate Param. You are not of this world. You are not Jagat Bhuta. You are Brahma Bhuta. You belong to Supreme Lord. You are of Him. You have no connection with this matter. Whole world may be burned, you will not lose anything. But you will lose if you will not worship Supreme Lord. That you will lose. That is your natural function. So without delay, now you should start. Before another death occurs, immediately you have to start. So they remained there, did not go. So then Gurudev said, can we do this? And this has two sides. Can we do this? Gurudev was thinking that only a real bona fide Guru has such power to capture the heart of conditioned soul and attract him to the service of Krishna. They immediately accepted. Gurudev said, can we do this? We may speak much, but effect will not be. But from Prabhupada immediately the few words he said. And another side is, can we do this? What they did, they accepted and they stayed there, did not go home. With books, they stayed there, school books. So one of them was Srila Bhakti Hridoy Goswami Maharaj. So they did not go home. They remained there and doing bhajan. And later on today, I heard from our Srila Acharya Maharaj when Srila Bhakti Hridoy Goswami Maharaj was about to go to London and Germany and this to preach. So they have to make a passport. But at that time, for a passport, one needs the signature of his father. So now what to do? So he went to get that signature. And at that time, it was many years later that his father came to know, oh, he was in Gauriya Math. In between, he did not know where he was. And he heard that now he will have to go to preach abroad. So then he gave signature, his father. But after many years, he came to know. So can we do this? So when he joined, then soon he was given sannyas, because already as he wrote in his own biography, already in previous life he was a sannyasi, but he committed one mistake with his guru, some quarrel with guru, so he had to take another birth because of that. Otherwise he would be liberated. So he, very soon he got sannyas, very young age, and he was preaching everywhere in India. And he also started this preaching in universities. He was very learned in everything. So he started that preaching. And also, with our Param Gurudev and Srila Sridhar Maharaj, they established that Math in Madras, South India, Madras Gauriya Math. At that time, Bon Maharaj was leader of that preaching party. And Sridhar Maharaj was canvasser, and our Param Gurudev also. Canvasser means they will preach about Bon Maharaj. They will introduce and canvas for him. But later, Srila Goswami Maharaj requested Prabhupada that Sridhar Maharaj, he is good canvasser, that is okay, but he also can speak very good Harikatha. So he should also speak Harikatha, so I requested to give him sannyas. So on his request, Prabhupada gave. So they were preaching, and then, he went to London and Germany and Austria and maybe Switzerland, I don't remember. I was there in Vienna, in that place where he was speaking Harikatha. We went I had this good fortune to stay with Srila Gopananda Bon Maharaj, who is his disciple and was his sevak for more than 30 years, cooking, everything. He told me, I did not read much books and all this because my Gurudev engaged me from morning till midnight in the seva. All different kinds of seva I did, but I got everything from that. Everything I got. What I have now, it is because of that seva. Realized knowledge coming out. So we went with him and Rishinga Maharaj to find that place because it is written in magazine where he was and which year. And we went there and we were there, and also in Berlin. We found that place where he was speaking. We went there. So he was preaching, and he also brought two Western devotees. They became first Western disciples of Prabhupada. More famous is Swami Sadananda. He also was very special. So then after the disappearance of Prabhupada, he, you know, that Lila was happening because Prabhupada did not say who will be next Acharya. Prabhupada only said that you should make a governing body committee, 12 members, but in that Harikatha, he said, this line should go on of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and many of you are capable of doing this. Many, but did not say name. So later, there was this Lila, how the Acharyas, they manifested. But at that time, he was disturbed. So he went to Kashi and was doing bhajan there. Then one day he was doing bhajan on the bank of Ganga, and suddenly Shiva appeared there. In one lotus flower, he was floating on Ganga, Shiva. And he told him, now you can go to Vrindavan. So then he made all preparations, but his friends there said no. Means as one was very against, he said, no, we don't know, this is really in your horoscope or not. You have to check first. So he took him there, and really that horoscope was found from Bhrigu Muni already. And there it was shown that he was already sannyasi before. Srila Bhakti Hridoy Goswami Maharaj told, he was explaining everything from the beginning of my life, everything accurately, exactly what was going on. I was astonished. Without him telling, but he was telling everything. So then he also came to know that in past life this happened. So he thought, oh, in this life also I quarreled with my Gurudev. Because he was suggesting that the Gauriya Math should not have central power, but should be independent, many branches. And Prabhupada did not agree at that time. So Bon Maharaj thought I made an offense to him. So how I can be rescued? So then there was one way given there, and also he thought I will go to Vrindavan. So he went, and by the grace of Radharani, he got that place near Madan Mohan, and then the workers started to build his bhajan kutir there. In between, he went to Himalaya for dhams, Jamunotri, Gangotri, Kedarnath, and Badrinath. His thinking was, these are all different levels of existence represented here in this world. Like in Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Vrindavan is highest. So before one has to pass all these different stages, Brahmalok, Shivalok, and Surja, and Vaikuntha Lok, all. Then he said, I have to experience all this, then I can be stable in Vrindavan. Otherwise not. If I will have any attraction for something, I cannot be stable. And also I will pray to my Gurudev to forgive me for my offense. So he was praying to him, and he said, you can let me know either in my dreams or through the mouth of someone or in wakeful state or something. And he got many dreams of Prabhupada there, and he resolved everything there. And he experienced many things there. And with great austerity he was doing, not speaking to anyone, all the time chanting Harinam, eating only fruits and roots and milk, like Ekadashi every day, and walking, and great austerity. But he also got many realizations there. Then he came to Vrindavan, and there he also did bhajan in his bhajan kutir, but one cave is there. I saw that cave. It is still there now. You have to go down. For 4 years he was doing there bhajan, whole day chanting, eating only once, not speaking to anyone, not seeing anyone, all the time. 4 years. Only one assistant disciple was there who brought him same food every day. Little rice, one green banana, one potato, little ghee and little salt. Same amount, and only one time he was cooking and one time eating. Same day, 4 years. And whole day chanting without stop. Then after getting all, this is of course his lila to show us by example that we have to practice. Then he started to preach. He made one university and everything, and also traveling again to Western countries, some. And he met so, and also at the end he became a charge of for 1 year or so in that original Chaitanya Math. They requested him, and he wrote many books also in Bangla. And our Gurudev, whenever he met him in Vrindavan, I heard from Gopananda Maharaj, when your Gurudev met my Gurudev, even on the street in Vrindavan, he bowed down full dandavat to him, and he did 4 times parikrama. I saw it. And Srila Bhakti Hridoy Bhangusai Maharaj was very affectionate to our Gurudev. In last message also, when our Parang Gurudev disappeared, in that speech he also mentioned Gurudev many times, that you all should follow him. I know him very well, and Madhav Goswami Maharaj selected the right person, so you all should follow him. And also I heard from Srila Gopananda Bon Maharaj. Many things I heard, but now no time. But one prominent thing also is there. There in that Radha Madan Mohan temple in Vrindavan, near his bhajan kutir is there. There is one garden there for flowers to be offered to Diti, Radha Govinda. So one day he was picking flowers there, and suddenly he felt some touch, and all ecstatical symptoms and everything appeared there, and he got that vision that Krishna came. Radharani was going to meet Krishna by that path, Abhisar, journey to the meeting place. And she touched him. And then Krishna told to Radharani, yes, she is very dear to me. He did not say he, but said she. She, Latika Manjari, is very dear to me. You keep her in your service. So that is how he got that realization. This is also Lila. They are personal associate of Krishna, but they are showing us how if one sincerely performs bhajan under the guidance of Guru, then all realizations will come. But we have to follow the order of Guru and practice. By practice it will come, not by imagining. By practice, but it will come. So then also, he, before this appearance, he already announced, after 1 month from now, I will go from this world. And he said exact date, exact hour also, 9 p.m. And he said no one should touch me now for 1 month. And last 3 days, I will not speak anything or do anything. So he was taking only Charanamrita, and while he was laying on that bed, he exhibited all the ecstatical symptoms which are described in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Gopananda Bon Maharaj told me, we were reading those, but now I saw with my eyes those symptoms, and sometimes pale, and sometimes red color, sometimes very hot, sometimes cool. So many things. Then he, at that moment, he disappeared from this world. And before that, I read in Srila Bharati Goswami Maharaj's book, he already made his own samadhi, where it should be, the location and everything he made, so that there is no confusion after he will disappear. He was also there when our Parangurudev disappeared. He was also giving instructions for samadhi there, how it should be done and everything. So they are not ordinary persons. Also Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, he spoke something about him in different letters and like this. But at the end, totally at the end, before his disappearance, he wanted to beg forgiveness from all his god brothers, especially from Srila Bon Gosai Maharaj, that I was in preaching, so I had to say something. But now I want to beg forgiveness and also request you all, you please take care of my disciples. So he was requesting that Srila Bon Maharaj should come to see him on his death bed there in Vrindavan. So he came and he apologized, and and also to all my other god brothers. So Srila Bhakti Hridoy Bongosai Maharaj, he accepted that apology on the behalf of all god brothers there in Vrindavan. And because they had a relationship before also, when Sai Maharaj was staying in Radha Damodar temple at that time, he used to go to Srila Bongo Sai Maharaj's temple for festivals, different. Gopananda Bon Maharaj told me, Sai Maharaj came and we were cooking for the festival. And he was very expert cook. We were competing with each other, who will cook more and better. But he beat me. He was so expert cook, I cannot tell you. He told. So, but later on when he was preaching, then that was different. But when he was doing bhajan in Vrindavan, that time he was coming. So today is the appearance day of Srila Bhakti Hridoy Bongosai Maharaj. There is one book I found in our Calcutta Math library, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu in English, only first part. So I was very sad, why only first part? Oh, maybe he was very old, he disappeared, he could not finish, like Sai Maharaj Bhagavatam. So I asked Gurudev, may I read this book? Gurudev said, yes, his English is very good. He's my Shiksha Guru. And he told me to stay there with him, but I could not because I was with my Gurudev. But his English is very good. And also our Gurudev became very angry. one time in Calcutta. I was there. The calendar was printed, and there it was written, the founder Acharya Chaitanya Guru Srila Bhakti Detta Madhav Goswami Maharaj, present Acharya Srila Bhakti Balatirtha Goswami Maharaj, all this calendar. When Gurudev was seeing that calendar, and he came to this day, either this appearance or this appearance, and he saw the appearance day of Srila Bhakti Hridoy Bon Maharaj. Then Gurudev became very angry. How you can write this? He's my Shiksha Guru. You wrote my name, Srila Bhakti Balatirtha Goswami Maharaj. But here, you did not put Goswami. Gurudev was very angry. I saw him. He's my Shiksha Guru. How you can do this? It should be corrected. This should not be distributed. You should correct. So then they had to add that there on the order of Gurudev. He is very angry. Why? For the service of Vaishnava. To sing the glories of Vaishnava, to please Krishna. So on today's day, I am remembering his Samadhi Mandir there in Vrindavan, and his Bhajan Kutir there in Vrindavan, that cave. I'm bowing down to Maharaj and praying his causeless mercy. The glories of Vaishnavas are unlimited. Just what I could remember now, I spoke, but that is not end. Tomorrow we will start hearing a summary of Ramayana, so that we will come to know of this topic till Ram Navami. Hari Bol.